Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 1 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Last episode, Chicken found his ancestor Erdrick's armor. It was buried under a tree behind a shop on the eastern end of the ruined village Hawksness, just where he was told it would be. He also went and rescued Princess Luna up there. In gratitude for rescuing her, she gave him her compass, Gwaylin's Love, which her real name's Gwaylin, but for the Mighty Mouse House tie-in, I'm calling her Luna. That's why I also call King Lord King Bean, because Mighty Mouse House rats. Chicken was one of them too. Like I said, this is to honor, fallen, rats who are currently at the Rainbow Bridge. But anyway, that compass will allow Chicken to find the location where Erdrick's token is said to be buried. He was told that it's buried 70 leagues south of Cantlin Castle and 40 leagues east. Now that he has the compass that can tell him exactly where he stands in relation to Cantlin Castle, he can find that spot on the map. Like I said, if you've already played this game and know where to look, you don't have to rescue the prince, and that kind of changes the ending a little bit. So that's why I made that backup save, so I can go and show off all the endings in the bonus episode, where I show off things that you normally wouldn't experience in just a straight playthrough. So, now we're heading down south of Cantlin. The thing is in a big swamp. One of the advantages of Erdrick's armor is, besides having the best defensive power in the game, it also prevents you from taking damage from damage tiles, such as barriers and swamps. So Chicken can walk around in that poisonous marsh as much as he wants and not take any damage. So he can also heal at the rate of 1 hit point per step. So that's really nice. So after we find the token, I'm going to be doing a little bit of grinding to the south here. There's an enemy that can, it's in like 2 domains basically, the metal slime. To the south is the best place to grind for it, and if we head to the east right now, there's another bridge that leads to like a little maze, a mountain maze, above Cantlin. So we're just going to be grinding here because, as you can see, there's a lot of mountain hills, and hills have a high encounter rate, so it's easier to find the metal slime there. Plus, I think it's kind of appropriate because if you look over to the left, you'll get a better view a little bit. The plains that are surrounded by the hills and the mountains, it kind of looks like the shape of a slime. So, slime, maybe that's the developer's clue that that's where you can find the metal slimes. It's kind of interesting that, the first 2 enemies you're most likely to meet, are the blue and the red slime. But then one of the last enemies you're likely to meet is the metal slime, so it's been so long since Chicken, first encountered those slimes. Back when he was a lowly level 1 want-to-be hero. Now he's about to find Erdrick's token and prove that he is a legendary hero, and hopefully with that token, the magician in the magic shrine south of Romuldar will finally combine the Staff of Rain with the Stones of Sunlight to create that rainbow bridge that he needs to get onto the Dragonlord's Isle and assault Charlotte Castle. So here's a new enemy we could have met in around Cantlin and in Hawksness, the wizard. They have a 50% chance to cast the HURTMORE spell. HURTMORE spell can deal between 30 and 45 damage, but in our case it would only deal 20 to 30 because Erdrick's armor cuts damage by a third from hurt and hurt-related spells, so hurt more. It can also reduce breath attacks that dragons can do by a third as well, so that's another good property of Erdrick's armor. So when we cross through that little narrow passage there, that little swamp narrow passage, we run into a weaker domain of enemies. This is kind of like the domain in the desert. You can run into these demon knights, regular knights, wyverns, wraith knights. Now when we're online with the short, narrow path through the swamp, and the second mountain to the left of from the right. That's where Erdrick's token is, so we can use our compass to confirm that. And we search. Chicken discovers Erdrick's token. So, but I have too much inventory, so I'm going to have to toss that torch. I was going to use that when I rescued the princess last episode, but I just figured I'll use the radiant spell because I'm going to refill my MP when I return back to Cantlin Castle to drop the princess back off. So, alright, let's go grind that metal slime. Metal slimes are kind of difficult, not because they I guess I should say they're more difficult to defeat than be an actual problem. The problem is that metal slimes have a 50% chance to run away after each round. And it's going to, unless you get an excellent move, it's going to take at least 4 rounds to defeat them. They have 4 hit points. They can have 3 to 4 hit points. And the another issue is they have like the highest defense and magic defense, so spells won't hurt them. You can't put them to sleep. And a lot of times when you just attack them, it'll say like the attack fails and you don't do any damage to them. So you kind of almost got to get lucky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut out the grinding for the metal slime. I'll try to find one. Like I said, there's a 20% chance because there's only 5 enemies in this domain, so there's a good chance that you'll run into one. But what happens is, you know, even though you might run into them, like 20% chance to run into them, being able to defeat them might take you several battles. So I'm just going to cut out all those failures and keep the good one. So yeah, you can see it kind of looks like a slime there. And here's our metal slime. They basically just, they can cast the HURTMORE or they can attack you. The frequency that they cast the HURTMORE is 75%. So, yeah, they have a 93.75% chance to resist sleep, 93.75% chance to resist Stopspell and the HURTMORE. So, yeah, most likely all that stuff is not going to work, so I hit it a few times already, and I'm hoping that like it just sticks around. And it is sticking around, but as you can see, I'm getting those attacks failed, and there's no loss of hit points. So, and usually the game gods, I guess, like to taunt me, because a lot of times I get these metal slimes to like 1 hit point away from being defeated, and then they run away. So. Alright, so here I am. I've actually, this is right before I fight a successful metal slime. Most of the time, I just ran away from enemies, so I didn't like get a whole bunch of experience, and it made the grinding a little bit shorter. I only had to cut out, I think, like 5 minutes of stuff. So, I think I had one more failed attempt. So, this is like metal slime number 3. And I thought I was going to fail this one, too, because I start off really well. I take away 3 of its 4 hit points. Yeah, metal slime's actually, they're one of the few enemies that don't have, one of 2 enemies that don't have a variance in their hit points. The other one being the final form of the Dragon Lord. So, like I said, all other enemies can have between 75% and 100% of their max hit points. So, but the metal slime always had its max at 4. So, I was mistaken though when I said it could have 3 to 4. 3 being, of course, 75% of 4. So yeah, it was very holding my breath. I was like, is it going to run away again? But as you can see, they're kind of like the opposite of Goldmen. They give very little gold, but a lot of experience. So, but no need to stick around this area anymore. We're going to warp back to Cantlin Castle. Gonna head on, cast the repel spell, and head on down to the magic shrine. And finally clear up some inventory by combining the stones of sunlight with the staff of rain. Assuming the magician there finally believes us. You know, yeah, we're the only one who's attacking the Dragon Lord's forces, but the guy's like, nope, I don't believe that. Your courage doesn't mean anything. Your prowess in battle doesn't mean anything. You just have to have this token, then I'll believe you. I mean, what happens if you were just like wandering around the swamp and you found that? You know? Kind of sounds like a thing in Chrono Trigger. There's a hero's medal, and it was given to one of your party members, but he lost it in the mountains and some kid finds it. And then everyone thinks that the kid is the legendary hero, but the kid just happened to come across the medal that the real hero dropped. So, I guess maybe Erdrick, when he hid that token, he knew that like really powerful monsters will be there. So, then you'd have to be a strong hero to find that. Although I don't know how he would know that, because when he defeated the foe that he defeated and used the ball of light, all the monsters fled the world. So there was no monsters until the Dragon Lord stole the ball of light. How would he know where the monsters would spawn? I don't know. Some stuff is never explained. Like much of the story was really never explained in-game. A lot of the stories for these older games came in the manuals. So you had to read the manual to get the background of everything. So let's talk with this guy finally. Now the sun and rain shall meet, and the rainbow drop passes to thy keeping. And if we talk with him again, now he's rude. He's like, you have no business here, go away. Just like the guy who gave us the Stones of Sunlight. So, and the guy who gave us the Staff of Rain, he disappeared. So that we can get to the stone, to the staff, which is in a treasure chest behind him. Apella's really effective here. It's blocking out all these enemies, so wow. Makes walking real quick. I'm not warping back to Tantajel Castle right now because there's a little bit of time left to record. I'm actually going to go show you the Rainbow Bridge, creating the Rainbow Bridge. We won't have enough time to cross it and do stuff in there, but that'll be for next episode. We got Erdrick's armor, Erdrick's token. Now we just need to get Erdrick's sword, so Erdrick's arms. We're also going to have to refill our herbs and magic keys. You only need, actually you don't even need magic keys anymore to finish the Dragon Lord's castle. There are 3 locked doors in there, but 2 lead to dead ends and 1 leads to just some treasure that's pointless, so. My OCD says, hey, you need to fill upon keys, so. Alright, let's cast a return spell, head back to Tantajel Castle. And we want to fully heal ourselves up, so hit points will naturally be healed just by walking around, but MP, we won't get an item that restores MP until the next game, Dragon Quest 2, or Dragon Warrior 2. Depends on where it was released, so. Up to, it was Dragon Warrior up to Dragon Warrior 7 in America. And then it reverted back to its Dragon Quest name from then on. So, alright, let's talk with King Bean. Experience is pretty much set at like 3,000 for the next 2 levels, and then once you hit level 20, which is the recommended level to beat the game at, then it starts jumping up to like 4,000, but. Well, that'll be it for this episode. Take care, have a good one, and come back in the next episode where we head to the Dragon Lord's castle. Bye.